Let's go, lifers. 64,400. Bitcoin getting the pump. Something crazy just happened to me. They tried to stop me out. They tried to get me. But look, by the skin of my teeth. Look at this. This is insane. I had my trigger at like 64.79. The low of the candle was 64.82. I was $3 away. How? Still in the trade, pumping 269. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to have a crazy stream. God bless everybody. Let's do it. I can't wait to see you soon. Over and out. Lifers. Let the bodies hit the floor. Is this thing on? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let me jump on into this trade that I'm in right now. I really don't have time for anything else at the present moment in time. Right here, right now, and for each and every one of you guys. Just want to make sure I manage this trade. It was going so well a second ago. It was up like $600-700. And then I literally looked away to like press like a button for the live, and that red candle came down in like 2 seconds. And now I'm wondering if I should just take my 470 and get out of here. The only reason is I was in this trade. If you can see, what it is, I aped in around here. When we were above the 200, somewhere around here, I aped in. And I waited. And we pumped, and I must have been up, but I wasn't there. I was getting my suit ready, getting ready for the show. When I came back down, we were somewhere here, and I realized, look, I just came $3 away from getting stopped out. Like, this is insane. I didn't just move my stop here. This is real time. Like, that's really where I was. So now I'm up 548 in the trade. I came within inches, centimeters, millimeters of getting taken out of this trade. And I'm just like, if I lose on this trade, I'm a complete, you know what I mean? Because like I came so close, I feel like I got to solidify a win no matter what. So it's telling me I go for $500 to $3,000 a day. Right now, this would be the goal, and I can get back into another trade. Looks like it could pump out of nowhere too at the same time. I'm like in between on what they're going to do. What I can do is guarantee a win right now. So I'm moving my trigger up. And I'm actually getting rid of it for a second so I can see my numerical trigger. So we're going to take at least 450 off the trade if we may. If we ever so. And I'd love it. Boom. Just send it to the upside. Thing is that a lot of times I get wicked and then they send it. It happens. But what I do is I make sure I get paid for the day. When you make sure you get paid, a lot of times it might go higher than you think. But what you're going to do is make sure you get paid. I'll show you where my TP was for the day. It was 1,000, not for the day, but for this trade. If we could get the bigger pump to the upside, it would be absolutely amazing. Like if that wick can hold and we can launch, this would be so amazing. Send it, baby, send it. So I'm doing the right thing by making sure that I got 450 locked to the trade. I can't lose. And the reason why I'm doing it is just I've got so close to getting stopped out here. It's absolutely absurd. I went over it during the countdown. If you were watching the countdown, I still can't believe it. I think I've been close before, but I think that's the closest I've ever been. I was at 82, or I was at 79. They went to 82. All right, so now they're sending this puppy to the upside. Look at this. The volatility today is amazing. Now they're sending it. Now I'm up 650. And it looks like we might get a little more out of this trade. And what am I doing is I'm doing the same thing I always do. Now, you could have waited, and that was the true place to enter as I teach my students. If you're a student of mine, like if you're a good chess student and you have a good mentor and you do all the things and you start winning because you listen to your mentor. If you're a good trader and you start winning, it's because you're listening to the things I teach you. If you're entering on the 21 inside a consolidation above the 200, 90% of the time on your trades or using tweezer bottoms and candles and supportive resistance, you're going to be doing great. Over time, like you're going to be doing so much better than the average person. I mean, I just don't see how you're not. You just got to keep believing in yourself. You just got to keep pushing, and you just got to make it happen. You're in control every single time, and once you believe that, you are. Once you give up that responsibility, you give it up. You're now not in control anymore. You see what I'm saying? It's so interesting how the world is. Your reality is so connected to your mind that the second your mind says you're losing, you are. Second your mind says you're starting to win, you are. Look, that's a bit of a double top there too. Look at that. Send it, baby. Just send it. Send it. Watch me make 1,000 in 2 seconds. Send it, baby. Send it. Just punch that candle to the upside. It had a wick. We do want a downward. We want downward motion. Because this creates an upward wick. You see, you don't want to pump at the beginning of a 1 minute candle. You want to dump just like you. Now we want to start eating this, and then boom, send it green. I'm going to be pushing 500 in the trade. Make sure we're locked in. We're going to get to the top 10 analysis. You just caught me in the middle of a live trade right as the show began. Looks like a double top there now. Like they're going to come get me. They're going to flush that now. Highly likely. Very nice if I hit it. Okay, so I hit my trade. I can't believe that. I was supposed to get knocked out, right? And watch them just run it up to the upside now. It's been a very volatile day. Never beat yourself up for a win. If it keeps pumping, say, hey, at least you know how many people got wrecked? You know how many people maybe have taken the same trade and lost their whole account? Yo, I'm telling you right now, there's a bunch of people that lost their whole account today, and it's not even 11. You see what I'm saying? I made over $500 or 500 with fees, you know what I mean, after the fees. Dang, look, they're going to send it now. What I can do now is calmly reassess the situation and not chase. What am I looking at on the 3-minute? I'm looking at a possible, similar idea here on the 3-minute. 3-minute is presenting an idea. Let me take a look at my 5-minute. Let me be calm, cool, and collective. I get it above the 200, but away from the 21. Would tell me that the 1-minute may struggle here. Wow, but the 1-minute's looking like it gets one more big pump there to the upside. I wouldn't take, the last 1-minute pump when you know what I mean? But that thing could send. So right now, I'd still be in the trade almost at the highest point. I'd be up almost 700, right? It's okay. You go through this every single day. You keep going through it. I'm still on the S&P trade. You can see it's up $200. It's taken a long time to really play out. We've been going back and forth of the S&P, but the bigger picture's on the daily for me. I'm still in the trade, up 10%. That's more than the S&P gives you a year. Just saying. It's like the last few years it's been like 14% a year. It's kind of crazy. Turned into like some type of high-end investment fund. The S&P is like a high-risk investment fund at this point. Isn't that crazy? Because they print money to the point of no return, they turn safe haven assets that people used to just make a nice 4 to 8% a year into high-risk investments that produce 10 to 15% a year. It's just kind of crazy. Think about it. Because they print money so much. The S&P now gives such bigger returns. That's based on inflation. Just like, a baby boomer's house has doubled, a lot of them out of nowhere. Just completely doubled, So you're looking for the 21 to hold price here and get a bit of a bounce for Bitcoin. You're looking for the 31 to do something similar and pull the 21 into price action. All right. This is what we want to see here for BTC. We want to see the 21 come into price and a continuation to the upside. What I can do now is begin to risk what I made. So I'm up 500, and this is why I like taking profits. Because I'm on them now. They're not on me. You see what I'm saying? I'm not revenge trading. They're revenge trading me now. They're trying to get back on me. All right, I'm up 500 at the casino. Can I walk away with 4 and play with 1? That's the question. Smart guy who's up 5 maybe puts 150 up in chips, puts the other 350 away, says, I'm leaving with 350. I can play with this next 150, and sometimes that next 150 turns into another 1,000, and wow, sometimes you lose it, but you go home with some chips in your hand. The last 5 or 6 times I had been to a casino, which isn't many. In the last 10 years, it's like 5 times in 10 years or something crazy. I have left, I'd say 70% of the time with chips in my hand. I know people probably don't believe me, but that's the truth, man. You can even ask the last time I was here, we went to Tropicana. We went to this, the one in Tampa. My buddy said, let's go. We played craps. And me and my 2 friends that were with me, a couple that I played with, Mario and Mindy, we all left with money together. It's crazy. And all we did was the 6 and 8, man. We played that same game on craps. The 6 and the 8. It's really kind of boring. It's simple, but I do the same thing. I've gone to craps tables where they just, you eventually just completely roll out immediately. It happens. But then there's ones where I went on a 45-minute roll that day. Crazy. Me personally, as just couldn't stop winning, man. Winning so much that it hurt. We're going to teach you how to win. You're going to win so much, you're not going to believe it. Okay? Let me tell you how to win. You're going to win so much. Stupid people. They're stupid people. That's all I got to say. They're stupid people. I don't know. She's a stupid person. All that network, where you from? Fake news? Wait till you hear this question she asks. So we could go again here for a bit of another rally. What do I got to get to? We got to get to 65.7. It could happen. Let's take a look at the liquidity on BOOKMAP, but it seems to be building up again. Again. 65,683. So we passed the first test, which is getting through the 1 minute 200 moving average, and we did it with strength. We did it with gusto. And that tells you that there's definitely some price action here. There's some buyers out here that are pushing the price to the upside. That's what you're learning from this informational tutorial here today on this live stream. Okay, you're watching live trading done in front of you. So you can understand how to do it yourself, not just watch a tutorial, go not watch a video, and you're not paying for a course. You're here for free, F-R-E-E. You don't have to do anything but donate your time to the live stream, and then to get the sorry, I won't stop. I'll stop doing this. It's annoying. But come on, let's get it. You know what I mean? I got to pull you in. I got to do something to make you remember the stream. Today you're going to be like, that was the guy that was doing the thing. And you're going to talk to your wife today and say, hey, don't do that. So can we continue further to the upside? Can we get this move? Can the 21 pull us in? Get us cooking here on the 3-minute time frame. Let's take a look at the 5. And okay, the 5 minutes a little far away. It tells us to cool off. It does tell us, though, that there's a possible opportunity coming for BTC. I'm locked and loaded. 65,683. 64,270. Might even actually, because of the way the 5 minute is looking, we can put our stop loss lower. I like a little higher, 368 for now, which ups the ante here. It's a good trade. It's starting to be a better risk. 100 for 400. So you take $100 of the 500 you made. You see what I'm saying? And your risk and then you make another 400. So how I look at it is I'm risking $100 for a $900 day. Either that or I go home up 450. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, okay. It's looking like it might just boom. I'm smelling a short squeeze here all the morning. They got liquidity on either side. It could go either way. It's big red still above us. It's on either side. But right now the TA is pushing us to the upside. I'm playing my moving averages. And I'm just kind of sitting pretty. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Shout out to all the beautiful people here that have jumped on in. Who took the ONDO trade given inside the trading group. This is why you join a trading group, because I'm scanning the market all night and all day, and I'm looking for what's hot and what's not. I'm teaching you how to get in on the smaller and the bigger time frames. I'm teaching you how to find something that looks good on the daily and then maneuver yourself in on the 15 or the 1 hour time frame. All right? We're right at the 15-minute MA also on the 200, right? Oh, yeah, we're right at the 15-minute 200, which is a great place to take some profit. And away from the 21, we've had a nice little run up to the upside from that bottom there. I did show my students there was a possible double bottom brewing. I'm going to talk about that and how it hit the target. There's so much awesome technical analysis to go over this morning that just played out in the last few hours. Never mind what I have planned for today. On top of it, the show is filled of so much information. Get your mind ready. Have yourself a protein bar. Get ready, because we're about to hit it like you've never seen. This is the greatest technical analysis show on earth, in my humble opinion. From Fibonacci to support or resistance to patterns, we got you covered. So let's take a look. Yesterday at 1028, ONDO, entry given at 33 today, now at 36, up 10%. Let's go. So I gave the ONDO call yesterday at 10:49 in the morning. I said, ONDO looks good to me. Someone asked about it. I said, I like this falling wedge. The 21's above the 200, which is my signal. And I like what ONDO was doing. Looked like it was headed up to 56 over time. Maybe not immediately, but over time to the upside. Bitcoin, 64,778. I think it just ripped out of it did just pump hard Again, to me, these are short squeezes. You're getting extended from that 15-minute 21. My mind is telling me to be careful. Don't give back what I just made. Again, even if it might go on a massive tear, who knows? And, right? Shout out to Servando Estrada. I took it, brother. Thank you. ONDO. Shout out to the Rolling Roadshow. See, he throws down 50 on the trade because we give good trades in the trading group. And there wasn't a lot out there. You see what I'm saying? So there's ONDO right there. Okay, at 10:49. Then later on that night, I'm showing you, hey, man, the daily call and the flag I projected. And I said, you can use the... So, okay. So then at 10:28 last night, I say, here's the entry at 33. We're now up to 36. We're up 10%. So far, so good. We've got a breakout. And I said, hey, say if you missed that. Now, someone would just shove that in your face, right? But no, you can use the 50-minute discount ONDO if it keeps pumping into tomorrow. So here's your entry here with a stop loss there. That also played out. That stop loss did not get hit. So I show you what's pumping. I show you how to get it on the daily. If you miss it, I show you how to get it on the smaller time frames. You wake up, look, ONDO's pumping. 9 in the morning, I come up. I'm not running, you know what I mean? I'm giving you exactly what's happening. And that was the call. We're going to take a look at ONDO. Bitcoin looks hot right now. Like nothing's stopping it. It does have a wick here, though, and it's starting with a green candle pump of the 5. But, man, again, off the 21 right there. Another beautiful pump off a 21 flag. Like, low stochastics, 21 moving average. I can't tell you enough how much this keeps pumping. This is crazy stuff. That tells you it could take us to 65,000. And again, let's talk about it. I don't know, for whatever reason, we got this shaky dump at the beginning of the morning, which didn't align with the data, right? We got our data coming in, and it came in strong. Unemployment claims at 208. 216 was the forecast. So less people unemployed. Pending home sales down. Look at that, 5%. Forecast at 0.5. Down huge. So home sales are down month over month, which is, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of good and bad. I think there was a lot of inventory. I think there's that's an interesting thing to think. Like, so previously it was up 3.5%. So pending home sales. So, I see what you're saying. So we're looking forward to sales that are pending. That's down 5% right now for whatever reason. And it could also be a time, a lot of, end of the summer, when people buy homes. Normally I think they buy homes in May, June, and July, when they get out, kids are getting out of school. I know a lot of people don't buy a home right before they're getting ready to put the kids back to school. Down south starts school in about a month from today. You see what I'm saying? So, like August 8th to the 10th or something, they start school in Florida, Georgia. They start school early down there. So my daughter starts school, I think like the 9th or the 8th or something of that nature. So, yeah, there's some bear div there. I wouldn't be chasing based on where we are on that 15. I think we had a nice little run on them. Again, when we cross the 200 moving average on the 1 minute, I start drawing my projection. I find a low below the 200 if I can. Like I went one below the 200. Luckily, they didn't get me. That was so close. I'm blessed to have made the 500 that I did, right? I'm very grateful. So we'll see. And maybe there's more to be made today. It may not be over. I'm always open-minded. Always open-minded. But I'm also playing probabilities. And in the back of my mind, I see that 15-minute. So, and this is what I'm showing you here. I'm like stuck in 100 screens. But we're watching this idea here, Could it make a shoulder, head, right shoulder? Still watching the 1 minute time frame. Looked like there could be some possible movement here. Let's take a look back in the bigger picture. Bitcoin. I like the bounce. It kind of aligns this trend line. And this is what I was looking for earlier today, was this bounce. Last night, I was looking for this to bounce. Saying I see it, and then we got a bounce, turned into what looks like a shoulder, head, right shoulder. Dumped through the night. And then we just come back in the morning and just completely wreck shop. We don't lose the 21 too, which is important. And again, my strategies come out tried and true and teach us what to do. As long as I wake up in the morning and assess the market properly, like give my subconscious mind what I need, then I can sit there and trade the market. I was a little early. I threw my trade in about here somewhere about here. Because I was like, you know what? We didn't touch the 21. I was like, but we're above it, and price action's looking decent. So I broke the rules slightly. There's ways to trade this, my system. Each one has a higher level of risk. So the first one is right when a candle crosses the 200, you can buy. Put a stop loss below. What if you wait? It's very simple, right? Price action crosses the 200, we get in here, we buy. We put a stop beneath the first resistance level below the 200, right? So you can see how this is like resistance bounce. So you put a stop loss somewhere down here. You get in here. You're up. You either take this one on, if you don't, and it comes back, and you get that lucky to get double kick. Wow, Bitcoin pumping again here, getting a nice little boom. That's why I'm watching this 1 minute time frame. Looks like it's not giving up, right? I feel like the rental property hype is slowing down amidst the housing market still steady chilling. Other than Warren, what could shake the HGX? Not sure. That's so early here in Cali. They're first week of September. Exactly, same in Massachusetts, first week of September. They get out late June nowadays, so they basically, summer used to be 3 months. I was in an awesome private school, Catholic private school growing up. Only from 1st to 6th grade. Then from 7th to 10th, I was in a public high school. But from 1st to 6th, I was in a quiet little Catholic school. And we got out of school like May 26th. And we went back September, I don't know, 8th or, 7th to the 10th sometime. Maybe the earliest was like the 6th, I kind of remember. But besides, you know what I mean? Somewhere between the 6th and the 10th, how the days fell. And we're looking for this to break out. Generally, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for this to continue to pump. This is giving us the opportunity to, and I'm still in my weekly and my monthly longs. No reason to get out of the damn longs. You know what I mean? So we go from there, transparency is key. And on that trade, I'm up $1,000 on the trade, just kind of chilling, right? Going $5,000 for $50,000. We'll see where that goes. Still got a bunch of money in the till, $56,000 in the balance if needed. No need to go all the way. That's at BTC, the oldest exchange in the game. If you want to know how to trade and trade with me, go to CryptoLifer.com. Hit the subscribe button. CryptoLifer.com. Hit the subscribe button. CryptoLifer.com. Siri, go to CryptoLifer.com. Alexa, go to CryptoLifer.com. Hey, Google, go to CryptoLifer.com. Siri, go to CryptoLifer.com. Alexa, go to CryptoLifer.com. I usually get a few people on that. It's been happening recently. Okay, so let's break it down. Let's see the bigger picture. So right now, what's happening on the channel? What are we doing? Well, I've got WEEX cooking on the smaller time frames. I'm watching to see if we actually might get another trade here. I have it typed in. It's only $100. 131 for 375. 260 for 750. And I may not even take it. It's just, I'm just, that's so. Anyway, I have the 1 minute always kind of on call here on the show. We've got the weekly cooking. I've taken, so you can see that I trade big time frames and small time frames at the same time. Now we're going to talk about Bitcoin on the macro, where I do what's called a top-down analysis. I do this every day on the show. So welcome to the show if you're new. My name's Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. Started trading, was curious about trades when I was 21, 22, but didn't really start getting in heavily. By 22 years old, at 21, I was sitting in a room with my buddy. And we were burning or whatever, but we were sitting there talking about the price of gold. And the price of gold at the time was $400 an ounce. And I wish this was on video, but my buddy said, what will happen? I said, well, they're going to continue to print money. And I said, I see the price of gold going up over time. I said, likely it'll probably be $800 an ounce over time, And so the gold was $400 an ounce when I was in college, 2001. And I remember him asking me this was back in 2004. All right. I graduated in 2005. So, bang. So I was talking about the price of gold back then. Then I started buying it. Little did I know I would start buying gold and silver. So my story is I started buying gold and silver. Then I started trading gold, JDST and JNUG on the stock exchange. They're Direxion daily global ETF. And one was a short ETF, one was a long ETF. You could trade them both long, meaning when gold dumped, JDust which was the short ETF, would make a bull flag, and you could get in with a stop below here, and it would pump. When gold pumped, JNUG would be in a bull flag, and it would pump. You get it? So the bearish ETF would trade up when gold dumped. The bullish ETF would trade up when gold dumped. I didn't have to short technically. I was shorting in a way, but I would long the chart. So I would long the short asset. And this is how I learned how to trade, by trading the gold ETFs. No lie. And I did this from 28 to 32, 34, like 5 years of just like, I had no idea what I was doing. I slowly self-taught myself, and then I had the MACD, and right? Then I started long-term investing. I started picking different marijuana stocks that I thought were going to go big, and I picked Canopy Grow Corp, CGP, which I haven't looked at the stock in a long time, but I made actually a big win in it at the time in what was called Great Panther Limited. And what I did is I put about, about 2,200 in, and it turned into about almost $9,700. And it did it in about 30, 40 days. And I missed it. Like the guy, I kept getting these emails, buy in, it's 30 cents. Then it was 50. We're getting in again. Then it was 60. And then it was 87. And I was like, oh my God. So I bought in at 87. And it went, it did wonderful. So I now eventually had like $5,000, or, $9,000. And I was like, what do I do with this money? I was like, I could put $5,000 in a long-term investment. I could trade with the other 5. I was just excited, like when I meant $5,000, I was going to put like half of it in a long-term investment. So I was like, okay. And then I saw, marijuana stocks. I remember one was called Canopy Grow Corp. One was Allura, right? One was Aurora, right? It was a bunch of different ones. And I think like all of them actually went up. I didn't take profit on all of them, but this one went up the most and really did the best for me. And I eventually, did what I took to profits, and I eventually, boom. And then I found Bitcoin at $350, folks. Ethereum at $9. I saw Ethereum go to $89, and I was like, man. And Bitcoin was sitting at $350 to $500. Coinbase only had 2 coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's it. Then Litecoin appeared out of nowhere on my app one day, and it was like $350. And I think it was even $2. And I just remember this surreal feeling of watching this little logo, Litecoin. And I told everyone in the office, man, this is it. I said, man, I got onto this one at 89 and it went to 350. That was Ethereum. I did buy Ethereum at $89, first time ever. I have the buy somewhere on my Coinbase. And I bought Bitcoin for the first time somewhere around, $500 to $600. Then I kept buying it. But they weren't huge buys. I didn't really know what it was. I started buying it in bulk, more around $1,000. So that's like kind of my story. Like I got into buying gold and silver bars, which got me into trading gold and silver, which got me into the mining industry, because I understood gold and silver. And I made this play on Great Panther Limited, which was a silver mining company. And then it led me to speculating on marijuana, which led me speculating into Bitcoin. And then boom, isn't that insane? When you think of the story, it's like, and it all started, I was on the street selling drones, and a guy walked by and said he helped make Ethereum. He was one of the people that helped make it. Let's take a look here at so what I want to tell you by that story is just go do something. Get off your butt and go do something. I got off my butt, I started selling drones. Because I sold drones, I saw a guy in the street that helped make Ethereum. He bumped into me and he told me, and he showed me CoinMarketCap. I don't know about you, but I don't remember when you first saw CoinMarketCap, but I get the chills. He showed it to me on the streets of New York. And he's like, dude, look at this. These are all little tokens. He's like, this is going to be big one day. And I was like, what are you talking about? I looked at him like he was insane. I saw all these little names. And then I just saw things I like Tron. I saw the name Tron. I was like, that's cool. I like the movie Tron. Anyway, look at this drawing. My name's Simon, and I like to do drawings. But so, there you go. I mean, I hope so. Maybe I could get saved by the lame jokes, by the sound effect. You never know. I mean, it tends to work. You know, watch this. Like, yesterday I walked by. A dog looked at me funny. Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes it works. The music might not be working. It's the music. Yeah, it's not me. Definitely not me. Definitely the music. So let's take a look here at the monthly chart and see what's happening. It still looks bullish to me. And I see what's happening is a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. And the reason why it looks bullish is we have a double bottom, number one. We're very oversold in the stochastics RSI, below the dotted line. Every time that, or, you know, that's just, you know, on the monthly too. And fine, maybe we go, you never know. Maybe we drop a little lower. Maybe we do hit 46. Maybe we hit, you know, who knows? I'm ready if we hit 39. Anything could happen, but for me, it's screaming that this is really a buy moment. What I do know is this is one of the greatest moments to buy Bitcoin. Like, if anything in my life, like, I don't know a lot of things that are like 100% for sure. But I know some things that are like 90 to 95% sure from my years. And that's the best thing about being at one thing all for years. Like, I've been in one thing for so long, Bitcoin and crypto, right? So when there's a time for that asset to show its face, I'm there because I'm always watching it every day. It's like if you talk to someone every day and then they come today one day and they're not in a good mood and they try to play it off, you can be like, dude, something's up. And like, no, I'm fine. Dude, I'm fine. Like, dude, I talk to you every day. Like, I can see that you're not acting the same. You know, I talk to Bitcoin every day. I listen to it. I whisper to it. We have long talks and long discussions together. Me and Bitcoin. Spend a lot of time with Bitcoin. Take her out to dinner. Take her out to lunch. Take her out to breakfast every day. 3 meals a day, me and Bitcoin. And she tells me a lot. And she whispers sweet nothings in my ear. And she lets me know when she's low. And she lets me know when she's high. Because I'm always around her. Look at that, 73777. Look at that, it's crazy. Anyway, so I like this level right here. Swing up to swing up on the 2 weeks. Swing down to swing down. Tells me Bitcoin is hot. Same thing on the weekly. If we close above the 200 moving average after kind of jostling below it, that's strength for the bulls. There's a bullish div here on the indicator. A higher low on the stochastics. We're moving up on the RSI, while price action is moving down on the weekly. The last time I saw that was years ago, folks. And could it go lower this time? I don't know. It looks pretty solidified this time. Last time I saw this was the end of the bear market. Now, does this mean we're out completely? No, what I see happening for Bitcoin is just making a right shoulder. This coming on up, getting rejected, coming back down again, playing with 65 maybe one more time. September, October is choppy and tough because we think we're going to get rate hikes. We don't. Everyone says October, Pumptober, and it gets exhausting, but we get some light at the tunnel towards Halloween. And then, you know, I'm going to talk about what's called the Halloween effect in a second. I'm even going to show it to you online so you can understand it. But this, and then November 1st is All Saints Day, right? Where the evil is ridden. It's just kind of such a story. And that's, November 1st. And I got this strange, if I go from wick to wick here on the weekly, which is like, somewhat gauged. I'm not going to say it's like perfect, but, and I go from this top wick to this bottom here, I get about, 390 days, right? 385, somewhere in here. And then we start to make a higher low around 400 days, somewhere, but around 380, 390. And if you go on like the monthly, I think it comes out as 395 days, if you go the wick to wick. And so if you go the wick to wick here, and you see how long we've done this now, what I see is like right there, 385, 396 days, right around there, right around October to November 1st. It's showing me that that's where the bear market officially, we make the first higher low, just like this is, we're a little earlier than this one because the divergence isn't as elongated. So we get our higher low here, and, it just, it looks interesting to me. It's a story to tell. Now, another story is that we come up, we get rejected here, we come down for one more low, and we make like some type of real strong div again, like a double div, and then we rip out of there for the inverted that's lower. I'm open-minded to that. I'll take it. Anything is possible. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for doing that. I just saw some massive, hold up. What's going on here? The Rolling Road Show. Sam, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Me and my family drive coast to coast weekly. As soon as I get to long and short, I'll be out of this truck. God bless you and your family. Get them girls some ice cream, man. This guy gives me a $99 super chat and a $50 super chat. I took it, brother. Thank you, man. Wow. Me and my family drive coast to coast weekly. Damn, every week you drive coast to coast? That's insane. Oh, you'll figure out how to long and short, brother. Short, you just flip the chart upside down, man. It's the same thing. If you can short it, you can long it. We might get a nice sustained rally here, though. You don't need to short much anymore, where it just starts to pay the longs heavily. There's a time where you long and short. There's a time where it pays heavily more to long. Like right now, it was paying a little heavily more to short in these downtrends. We still caught beautiful longs. The bear market wasn't always dumps, right? How many longs did you see me catch in the last 6 months? A lot. We hit many, in the last 2 weeks, we hit a lot of gains to the upside. Even in this little just 3 week, but look, in the last 3 weeks, we're on a mini uptrend on the, look, this will be the third week in a row we get a green candle. It's funny, it happens so subtly, you don't realize it. First you get it, next thing you know, look, you look back, oh man, we've been dumping for 4 weeks. It's amazing how price action kind of slithers its way into your life because we all get distracted. We say we don't. We say we're going to do this, but next thing you know, time goes by. Soccer games with the kids, times with the wife. Got to go here, got to go there. Pick up this, got to do that. A friend passes away. There's funerals, sad to say. People lose their brother, their mother. Good things happen. People get married. You go here, you go there. You have a baby. Next thing you know, I missed that thing on the chart. I was supposed to look at that. That's why my life moves so fast. I got to look at this every single day. You guys keep me so grounded. This channel keeps me so grounded. Like, thank God I have a place to be every day for 2 hours. It's so grounding for a personality of mine. You guys have saved my life. You have no idea. Everyone's like, Sam, you did so much for me. No. You, the audience here today, everyone here today, you guys have saved my life. You've given a man that was looking for purpose, felt a little lost in life, wasn't really completely sure all the time, a sustained place to be every day. Feedback like you read about through people. Right now, this guy's giving me $100 saying I'm helping him change his life. Like, so much positive feedback for the showing up that I do that I want to just keep showing up. Like, thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you. You guys have created a safe space for me to feel amazing. You guys created a good place for me to be. And I know I helped create it. I showed up every day, but man, I'm just grateful. I know that this is so unique what I have. I talk to people every single day. They don't have a community like the lifers behind them. They don't get picked up from the airport by people that they've by relationships they've curated. They don't got reliable J's. I got reliable J's, man. I got guys like Reliable J. I could call Reliable J. I tell you right now, tomorrow, and tell him that I'm in a bad place. I'm not feeling good. I think I need some serious, I know in my heart, this man, unless his kids were sick in a hospital, which I would understand, like this man would get on a plane, dude. Like I've met diehard friends that I will never meet again and never get a chance of meeting through the trading group. You have no clue. Look, he gives another one now. Haven't ever tried to actually do it on the exchange, but we love you and your family. You gave an old man hope. God bless you, man. You'll get it. You'll get it. And don't give it back now. Take a couple days with the win on ONDO. Relax. Appreciate the $200 in super chats. That's insanity. That'll come back to you tenfold because it means you're not afraid to give, which means that the universe is open to blessing you now. All right? Keep showing up, everybody, every single day. Don't stop. Don't stop. They're going to, make it boring. They're going to get in your head. Don't stop. Keep pushing. It's the people that don't stop that become the top 1%. I'm telling you right now, look, we didn't take that trade. They rolled it over. The 15 minutes too far for the 21. We know how this game goes. We're not going to be played. We've been in this situation too many times. Now we need to wait our turn. Now we need to do a top 10 analysis and chill. We got our morning somewhere between 7 and 12, 7 and 11. There's usually my morning scalp. Today it started short, it flipped long, right? The short was in the money for a second, but then we got a double bottom of the 15-minute. You have to pay attention. Things are moving fast in the morning. I can't call it perfectly. I can give you direction. I'm not here to call it in the trading group as much as I'm here to just help you. Hey, if we hit this key level, we're likely going here. If we get rejected by this, we're likely going to dump. Set up for this if we go here, set up for the long if we go there. I'll update you more as things come on. Bang. That's kind of what it's for. It's supposed to help you figure out your plan. It's not supposed to give you a plan. It's supposed to give you so much information that you can make your own plan. That's what my $99 Discord is for. That's why it's worth $99 a month, because it provides so much daily, constantly changing information. Every day you're getting another update. Every night you're getting an update. I'm explaining what I see in the market, what's going on. Some nights I say I'm doing nothing. We're going sideways. We wake up the next morning. A lot of times we go sideways. Not saying every time. So this 5-day chart needs to close green, in my humble opinion. I don't want to see it close red. Could definitely be kind of like a half shoulder. Like this could end up being something kind of like a half shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. Like we got to get above this resistance, preferably above the point of control there. 67,200, as everyone knows, has been this contention point. If we can get back above 67.2, I think a lot of things can change. Scarily enough, 67.2 is like the gateway to 100K. One small move can become a bigger one. People don't realize, because it's the bigger resistance that you need to get above. Like this here, you get above this, man. And we're aiming. So it's all about taking out the high. So you take out this high. It's kind of like a sniper. Then you're going for this high and this high. You got to bang, bang. You got to take out these guys now. So you're likely to hit rejection here, get above it, get boom, and a hit rejection here, get above it, boom, right? It's going to take its time. Stuff doesn't happen overnight. You grind it out. But the first thing we got to do is take out this high. Well, you don't take out this high, it ain't happening. That's why support or resistance is so key, and really living and dying. One thing to know it, but to trade by it. I used to know support or resistance, but I didn't give it the respect. I would be like, yeah. That's what those guys do. Yeah. The respect, yeah. But you got to really respect it. I really look at this like a bullish retest on the daily. This was a nice trend line that I'm really we broke out of it. We coming back for a possible retest. We are a bit overbought though. I guess the rule of thumb is if it's there, you got to make it. So now that is the top trend line. This could be shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. You see, are you ready? This is a game of chess. You're on a chessboard. One of the chess moves is that they make a head and shoulder and dump us. One of the chess moves is they get tight and pump it. I got to be ready for both of these, and then I can zoom into the smaller time frames, and they're going to give me the, if it's a dump, then we're going to get a bearish retest of this trend line. It's going to look like a shoulder, a head, and usually the right shoulder, I've learned, is the bearish retest. You're going to get a neckline, and then you're going to get a measured move. That will have a 68 to 70% chance of a dump. If it's bullish, you're going to go sideways. One of the moving averages are going to get tight. We're going to make flags on the smaller time frame, like the 1 hour, the 4 hour. I've taught you how price action works. Now you need to put it into action. I show you every single day how this market reacts. And every market plays the same way. The Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, Forex, there's no excuses anymore. You've been given the key. What's so frustrating about watching my channel is you now know how to trade. When you lose, it's really your fault now. When you actually learn a system that works and you keep losing, now you know it's really on you. It's dang, this guy uses it daily. How many times have I made a gain on the show? Can anyone calculate? I would like if someone actually went through every show, but how many times in your mind have you seen me make a gain on the show? Someone could just say in their head, I'm trying to think how many times I've made over $500 on the show. And if on a 1 minute, a 5 minute, on a scalp, how many times have you guys seen me make $500 to $1,000 on the show? I mean, it's this guy wrote 0. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Even though I just did it right now, if you were watching. Anyway, and I'm not trying to, again, it's a little ego. Look at me. But my whole point is it's the system I'm using. It's not me. I want you to extrapolate any personal hatred for a person online and just be this is a human being that using math What math is he using? Let me find out. You know, he's showing the math every day, so there's a footprint of how he does this. I can figure it out. I can learn from him, and then I can possibly replicate the way he does it. You know, this guy wrote all the time. Been watching since 5 a.m., down 11, going for a pancake. Funny. Way too many times. I've been watching you for a month now, and I'd say just about every time I watch you, every day you're up on a trade, you make gains. And he's only been watching for a month. That's crazy. Shout out to T3 the Future, man. I'm just guessing. I got to say you're at least 90% win rate. I see it practically every day. I did have some losses too, though. I lose too. He's like 5 out of 7 days a week. Yeah. More times than not, the math is mathing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's the point. That's why, I mean, so look, this still looks bullish to me. I like this. Like, I can use this, you know, that's a double bottom. So use the double bottom for support. Long right now. And basically look for the bigger picture to pump. The 4 hours on the 21 and it bounced off of it. That's bullish to me. That's all you really wanted to see. And this could do numbers. 4 hour looks good. 1 hour bounce. Got front run. Didn't even have to come to the 21. I mean the 200. Look, it was the 45 that hit the 200. And the 30 minute perfect 200 bounce. You know? And now we keep zooming in. And the smaller time frames do look good to me. Like, I like this bounce here on the 5. It's good not to chase. And to me, the bigger trade is really that 4 hour trade. I like the 4 hour. I'm going to take a look here at the 4 hour. What I like about trading the 4 hour is a candle closes every 4 hours. And so you get confirmation of whether you did the right or wrong thing. And like, if I get into this trade now, we're going to know at about 12 o'clock, we're going to get an update on that candle close. And then I don't really have to, you know, and then I can speculate and look. And then what really happens and matters is the close at 4 o'clock. The 4 o'clock close, the 4 o'clock. The 4 o'clock close. Hey, Crypto Lifer, I think the bottom will be around 40K in September, early October. We're making. What do you think? I don't think, man. I just look at the charts. I see a bearish div that happens once every very selectively. So I'm going on that. But hey, whatever makes you happy, bro. I don't use the word think when I do TA. I try to say, what are the charts showing me? What do the charts convey to me? You know, what are they saying? And when I do that, they're telling me that I should be buying right now. And I shouldn't be listening to people. And like, for instance, right now, if I listen to what you think and I wait for 40K, I think I'm doing myself a disservice and not listening to what I should be listening to, which is the charts. No offense to you. Like, God bless you. Like, I'm just using you as a great example. Like, don't do what your buddies think. Oh, my buddy thinks, one guy has a friend he's not into crypto that much, and he has a friend, and he's like, oh, well, my buddy thinks crypto's going like to here, or it's going over to there, and maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong, but what your buddy thinks shouldn't be what you should be basing your trades on, in my humble opinion. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, but that's how I look at it. I still like the 21 above the 200. It still tells me that I have a high probability of winning this trade. Then you got this double bottom now to kind of show face for some strong support. Issue is I like to make 10 grand if we go up 10 grand. That means I got to risk about 3 grand. It has to be a hefty trade. Or I could let it go, wait for more consolidation. Oh man, the 21 on the 4 hour, I mean, that's like a gift. You get that rarely above the 200. Like, smaller time frames tell me that we're looking for, we might get the inverted head and shoulder there though. I've watched for years on my TV, posting this from another account on my tablet. You're dang good, Sam, and wholesome as well. You, Crypto House, Trader Reality, and Larry Jones are the tops. God bless you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you for putting me in your best list. ONDO still going up. ONDO ripping, folks. Yeah, I mean, it gave us the signal. It said it was about to do, Yeah, next to welcome, there's a drop-down button, and it's pointing you down. See the channel's Ultimate Lifers and live updates. Thank you. Appreciate that, brother. So I'm going to wait this one out for a while. I'm not totally in love with price action. I do like this 4-hour time frame. It's the one that means, makes the most sense to me. What I'd like to do actually is go a little small ball. Because I don't like the risk personally. See if I can get a little tighter. And just get like maybe 5 racks there. 69,851. I'm just looking at the different numbers. I want to plug in different math to see how the odds play out. The other one might not have got stopped out too. It's a more humble trade with more risk. I mean, their Bitcoin goes up about $5,000, and I could make about 5,000 if I risk 17, and I could risk about 3, which is still a decent move, and only risk about $1,000. It's high risk right now with lower volume. The Fed week came in. I mean, not the Fed week, but we had like a lot of big data. Kevin Warsh in the testimony. It is a 3-to-1. They could somehow get me. I do like this positioning though. Let me look at my 1 hour before I make any rash decisions. 1 hour staying above that 200. Looks like we could get sideways price action. My stop would be eerily close. If they wick below the 200, they may get me. I should really be below that level. That double bottom really would give me more protection. But to get a 3-to-1, I'd have to get all the way. I have to go higher. So I've got a conundrum here. The way the support of resistance and price action has me kind of locked in a little bit. That double bottom would be the best place to be. Huh. There's some risk to it if I take the trade. I'm just sniffing it out. Hey, Sam, I'm learning every day with you. Thank you so much for that. I'm not sure, but isn't a hidden bearish divergence on the Dundee? RSI is going down, price is going up. That's bearish. We'll take a look at what you're saying there. He's saying, isn't there hidden bearish on the daily? Kind of here, but I feel like the overall consensus is that is your daily move. And they're both headed down. You're saying this one's down, but that one is headed up. That can be hidden bearish divergence on the daily. What I do is I go back to this and see, like, you have something like this. You kind of say, I feel like it's similar to what we have here going on here. As this like the overall downtrend. Yeah, it wasn't really any hidden bearish there either though. But there was some right here. You can see like RSI went up, our price went down. We did get a nasty dump. Maybe you're onto something that we get one more crushing move from that. Yeah, you might have uncovered a little bit of some key hidden data there. I'm going on the strong bullish divergence though on the daily. Let's go back to this one too. Did we have a strong? I mean, we kind of began it. This wasn't as strong. The downward trend here was stronger with this upward movement, but yeah, I mean, you did have technically the swing up there was the higher low. You somehow dumped on daily div and came back up again. 40K was doing, guys. It is a terror like ever. I warned you. Thank you, Gaming Owl. We appreciate you. If it doesn't go to 40K, you'll probably never show up in October though. And the thing is, I'll be here every day. That's the only thing with these with blind calls or like random. I warned you. I told you. Honestly, if he goes to 40K, the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to close below the weekly 200 moving average. I show up I always tell people this. I show up every single day. I don't take a day off. I do very detailed analysis. The first thing that's going to happen is we're going to close below the 200 moving average. It's going to make like some type of right shoulder that we can't say isn't there. And then we're going to start to dump. At that point, somewhere on the 4 hour, right? We're going to make a crushing blow where we lose the 200 moving average. And then the 4 hour is going to start to consolidate. The 21 is going to come down and meet it. And then the 4 hour is going to take a bear flag to the downside. All this has to happen for you to hit 40K. There's no way I'm not going to see this. There's no way I'm not going to notice when the 4 hour loses the 200. There's no way I'm not going to notice when the 1 hour starts to give and show signs of weakness. I go over Bitcoin every single day and then I check on it every couple of hours. So it's not just going to behoove me. I'm not just going to be, oh my goodness, Bitcoin's at 40,000 now. I had no clue. If anyone knows where Bitcoin's going to go, it's going to be the guy that does it every single day without a day off. I'm telling you, man, we're going to nail it. So no matter what happens, you're going to see it here on this channel. Just show up every day and put in the work. Stop making random predictions. You don't need to do that. It's a waste of your brain power. Seriously. And I don't mean to be rude. Yeah, because there's no, like, I could make those too. They're blind predictions that anyone could say. We're going to be here at this point. Okay? Just show up every day and put in the work. And you'll be able to figure it out. You know, it'd take you some years to really get in tune with the TA. For years, you're going to think you're smarter than the TA. You're going to think of these little predictions and the things you think are better. See, that's the issue with technical analysis. People are going to, a lot of people learn it, but not everyone lives it. You got to live TA. You got to really believe it. Like when a trend line's broken, I'm like, wow, that's a broken trend line. Other people just go, oh my goodness, it's kind of a big deal. Maybe, I think, I don't know. My mentor told me, you know, it's like, I know you gotta, certain things have to be, you know, not you think, right? Can you look at XRP? We'll take a look at XRP for sure. And Bitcoin kind of struggling there, but it's doing what it should be doing. It got very far away from the 15-minute, 21-day moving average. And it made a beautiful, look, double bottoms break out 68% of the time. This was a double bottom. The measured move is this wick to the bottom wick that you can find. Then you make a neckline where everything kind of hit. And look what happened today to Bitcoin. That's a double bottom that hit the measured move. A lot of times I'm seeing little flags on the side after that. All right. Gaming Al, tell you watch and repeat. Cowan without telling me you watch and repeat, Cowan. You're funny. I have a feeling that Bitcoin will either go up or down. Confirm. Trust me, bro. The gold, you know, right? All I can tell you is this. I have no, see, what I do is different than anybody else. I have no idea where Bitcoin's going. I no clue. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I know nothing. What I do know is I'm going to show up every day and work super hard and detailed at my technical analysis and at the way the charts teach us. And many times in my life, I've called many, many different assets, and I know I'm going to continue to do what I've done in the last 5 years. I have a great track record for the last 5 years, and we're going to do the same in the next 5. That's it. And how we're going to do is by being consistent and disciplined, not letting things get in our head and not listening to the naysayers and not, staying positive every single day and pushing forward and being grateful for everything that God gave us. Today I was live streaming and I won about $500 in front of thousands of people. Thousands of people watch this live stream and see me make $500. $500 is a lot of money, man. I used to work my butt off for $500. XRP, I'm staying away from almost every time frame but the weekly. Every time you're near the weekly on any asset, the 200 moving, it's a blessing. So if you like XRP, this is one of the greatest places to buy it. I own some XRP. My wife does too. We have a lot of exposure to it that we probably don't even need. And so it is what it is. Whatever happens to XRP, I'm covered. I don't buy it anymore. I don't think about it. I don't touch it. But if you think it's awesome, if you're drinking that Kool-Aid, this is one of the greatest places to buy any asset, not just XRP, but any asset in the world, right? So if that's something that you're thinking about, XRP, baby. I just got some deja vu that we did go on a massive pump here to the upside. It's almost like I've seen this before. It's kind of weird. But I don't want that, I don't want to let that get me into the trade. How do you figure that double bottom break 60% of the time? They just do, man. It's just what I was taught, like when I was probably, I don't know, 10 or 20 years ago. And now when I see them, I trade them and they play out more than they don't. People that don't believe it, like your question right now makes me think you don't believe it. And it's not really for me to convince you that it works or not. It's for you to convince yourself that it works. If I show you every day and you still don't believe it, there's nothing I can do. Like if I told you I was a multi-millionaire worth 30 mil, but you didn't believe it, there's nothing I could do. You said, no, he's not. That guy's full of, he's a liar, If I told you I was worth 10 mil, if I told you I was worth, it doesn't matter what I'm worth. I'm not saying that's what I'm worth. And I'm not trying to talk about my net worth. What I am saying is whatever your perception of me is what it is. Some people assume that I'm richer than I am, and I can't get that out of their heads. Oh, and we know you got way more than you say you do, Sam. No, I don't, bro. Oh, that's what you would say because we know you have it. So, of course you'd say you don't have it. You get what I'm saying? People have an idea of who you are. And no matter you could do every song and dance you want. You're not in control of their perception of reality. Only they are. Remember that. That's a key insight into business. Their open-minded and willingness to change direction gets you hate. But it's key to being successful in trading. Some people learn the hard way. Some learn the hardest way. I learned the hardest way, Mike Dowell. Yeah. I know you're rich now because, well, you wear pants, he said. Can actually afford a pair of pants to live stream in. You know what I mean? Before I had no pants, I had a live stream completely in my undies because I couldn't afford it. No, come on, man. Shout out to Cashmore Crypto on the house with the 337s and the ones, man. God bless you, brother. Thank you for being around. Hope everything's going well on this beautiful day. Hot out there in Florida. It's 78 degrees here and sunny. All right. I know how to sniff a bottle, man. I'll sniff that bottom. I'll find that bottom. I'm an 18-year-old designer. If I make 10x better thumbnail for your live streams, would you consider it? Yeah, just do it. Just make them and send them to us. Then you got to do it every day and be consistent, and you got to, do it all the time. And it's one thing to say you're going to do something. Can we implement you consistently into the team? I'll take $80 every day guaranteed than someone that says they're going to give me $100 but only does it for 5 days and disappears. You know what I'm saying? We're on 2026 bottom watch, yeah? Can't say thank you enough for introducing me to Jim Rohn. Dude, I started listening to Jim Rohn every morning and he changed my life. He really did. My beat trade went down the drain. It was beat. That's why I don't trade altcoins no more. Every time I say I'm going to trade, you know what I mean? Yeah, still up 20%. Look, it's back up a little bit, 260. Beat. Virtual. Up 23% in 7 days. I like virtuals, man. Aerodrone. Lit. Has been lit. Still kind of tight. And then my Chinese meme, I got in at 37 cents. It's at 71. I still can't believe it. I don't get it. That's been I just keep holding that thing. I'm like, right? That wasn't hate. No, I didn't think you were hating. I thought you were complimenting me 100%, Mike. I heard you, brother. No, I hope you didn't. See, things don't always come through. When I read your comment, I was like, wow, that's a nice guy. Yeah, no, I thought it was super. I thought it was one of the nicest comments I've ever received. Yeah. Straight up. I don't know. I don't know why. I hope you didn't. I never know how things come across. But Mike, I love you, bro. I think what you said was awesome. It actually made my day. I have to be honest. One of the nicest things I read in a long time. Because I was like, oh, this guy understands. Happy you and the fans spending time in cooler weather. Hot here in Sarasota. I heard it feels like 102 degrees out there. Yeah. You're a legend. No, you're a legend, man. You're a legend, man. Everyone's a legend in their own mind. Hey, dude, whether you think you can, whether you think you can't, you're probably right. You see? A salary is what they gave me to give up on my dreams. And when I started saying, why did this happen for me and not to me, my life changed forever. I was on a train one day. I was listening to Ed Milat, and it was a small clip on Instagram, and he talked about how he was hurt. And he used to say, why did this happen to me? And it was his dad or someone in his life and was like, why did this happen for you? There's something that comes out of everything. And there's beauty in everything. I hurt my Achilles. I got ruptured. I looked at it as like a beautiful new experience. I was handicapped. I still rock around with a handicap pass on my car. You know what I mean? And my whole life changed. Like, I park in a handicapped spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. Like,
all right, so with the next...
Shout out to Crypto Factor, man. This guy's awesome. Always putting out good information. He went over my channel today. Let's get him to 100,000 subs. That would be huge. He puts in a lot of work. He grinds really hard, and he's actually just an overall good guy. He put in some cool YouTubers to follow. I'm in there on that video. Thank you, Crypto Factor. God bless you, brother. His name's Paul. I've hung out with him in many different countries. He puts in the work. So when I show up in Singapore or Dubai, there he is. And we have a good rapport together. We have a good time, and he's always fun to hang out with. And he fought cancer, like lost his parents too. Went through a lot, man. And me and him have a lot in common through that. So God bless you, Paul. Crypto Factor. Check him out one day. The Crypto Factor, man. Good dude. Good people in the industry. It's not all weirdos. There's good people out here that want to help you and teach you and educate you. Okay? Not everything is a cash grab out here. I run a school, a legitimate school. You know, we put more money into it. We're building an amazing thing behind the scenes right now. We took a lot of the profits that we make to build something even better for you, to help you understand the markets, to help you learn. So, like, we're creating an amazing school, how the mind works. We want to make it amazing. So, and with the tools, tips, and technology out there today, we can really enhance the experience of the quote-unquote trading group, right? I'm here to do that. I'm here to universally change the entire way it's run and to go about it completely differently. And to do that, I'm just excited. You know, just like a software program builds new software to help you learn. Same thing here with what we're doing at Crypto Lifer. So don't get it twisted. We're almost like a SaaS company here behind the scenes. There's so much more going on than people even realize. I'm willing to risk it for the 4 hour. If it starts to kind of come back down and lean towards this area, you know what though? I gotta be below that 200, yeah. Oh yeah, the trade was like something like, it's gotta be a little bigger though. It gets tight. This plays out. I could wait for consolidation. If in like 16 hours, we're, you know, but you never know, man. That 21 is vicious. We get a pop out of nowhere. And this looks like a shoulder, head, shoulder, like this. And this kind of looks like an inverted. That's a higher low. There's a cup and handle here. This is looking very tempting for me to bite my teeth into. I almost don't want to wait. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. Sorry, I can't do that. 16. I grew up on that. I didn't watch it. The girls loved it. Dawson's, they come to school. Oh my God, did you see what happened with Katie Holmes? I just liked, you know, was into it because I guess I had a girlfriend at the time who was obsessed with that show, and they were all like, oh my God, Paisley. And I was like, what? I like watched it a couple times, and I couldn't really watch TV late at night. Like after, like my dad let me watch The Simpsons. He would call me out of my room and watch The Simpsons Thursday night. But we had one TV. We had two TVs in the house, one in my parents' room and one in the living room, right? I didn't have a TV in my room. I wasn't one of those kids. My parents never allowed that, which was great. I grew up way more organically than a lot of kids. I wasn't allowed a TV. I was allowed a computer pretty early. My parents didn't really understand, you know, the computer. And I learned a lot with the computer. Maybe, you know, so to this day, I'm probably a trader because I was playing with the computer as a young kid. I don't love this. I got to go 14. I want to go 1,000. Like, this is tough. I got to go bigger on the trade here. And I may not take 70. I like the 900 for 27. But then Bitcoin goes up about, fine. It goes up about $5,000. No, 6,000, 7,000. 64 to 70 would be 6. Yeah, so 70, it goes up 7,000. And I only make 27. That's weak sauce. Just not worth it. the more I assess the trade, the more it puts me at high risk, man. On a Thursday in the middle of the summer. But my instincts are sniffing along here. Hey, I'm still in the weekly long. I could just kind of lay off the need to be in a trade and rest off and say, hey, I'm covered. We pump here. This is going to pay me. You know, that 849 is going to turn quickly into a couple grand. So 13 for 4. We go up 7. I only make half of the actual till, though. I'm going to give it some time. I'm going to think about it. I may miss out. I may pump while I think about it. You never know, but I'm going to give it some time. When you're not sure exactly what to do, give it some time. Sit on it for a second. 1 hour looks good. And it looks like I may have some time. Like we may just mill out sideways. That's what I want to see. I want to see the 1 hour really hang out. Honestly, that's actually a good trade there too on the 1 hour. One hour doesn't make me have to get so obsessed with the double bottom. Let me look at it on the 1 hour. Sometimes the time frame I look at it can just help me nestle in. I can't explain that, but it can help me nestle into the trade a bit. The 1 hour looks strong right now. Like it's pumping hard off the 21. Like the 1 hour because I can shave a little bit off of that stop loss. 62,446. Okay. $1,200 for 4,000. And we're going to go up about 7, though. Dang, man. Doesn't look like 7. 64 to 7-1, but it is, man. Huh. Makes me want to risk a little more, like, because then I should get 7 grand, like that. Bang. Thing is, if it starts to go against me, and it looks like we're like headed down here with a right shoulder, I can also cut it off right there, and only take like a $600 to $700 loss. Before it gets real deep, like this blue line might be my I'm done. Because if we lose the 200, but we might wick below it and then rip it back up too, though. I can see a lot. Wow, we've been pumping since I've been waiting. Dang. You saw me just get feverish there. Well, it's all right. We're still kind of, let me see where that 21 is on the 15. It's close. See, we just bounced off the 21 on the 15. It's exactly where we get a bounce from. I see this making a right shoulder now, though, and putting me in some drawdown. So if I buy right now, I probably have to go down a little bit. But it is buy. Wow, we hit 8. Dang, it's not stopping. It's out of control. Take a look at the 1 minute. Bounced off the what? The 200 moving average. The 1 minute and the 200, man. The eerie connection it has. Look at that. Gone, and they just melt the shorts. And I'm like, the Trump just, you know what I mean? And I always go right to True Social at this point. Like every single time. And I say, what happened? Like, what just happened on True Social? Save Act would make winning hard for Dems. Funny. Welcome to Brazil International Airport. Nothing crazy. Nothing out of the blue. Dang, man. All right, now I got to chill out for a second here and wait it out. But dang, like that 392 entry was calling my name there. I saw that move happen so fast. Then it makes it even more, a little more risk adverse. Huh. I'm gonna cut the risk in half. I'm not feeling going all in. You know, though. But then I don't make that much. It's almost like not worth it. It's like fine, then you make $3 grand on a tiny move. And it's kind of chasing when we just got a pump, so I got to wait it out a little bit. I see us coming back down, though, just kind of chopping around. I'm going to give it one more half hour. I'll wait till the 12 o'clock close. I'm going to put out restraint. It's tough, though. I want to get in right now. It's looking very tight. Bitcoin's going to make a big move soon, up or down out of this, too. It's going to either flatten me or pump it. They're going to liquidate the shorts or the longs heavily. You could tell. I also got to remind myself I'm in a long. Sometimes I forget you're already in a long, Sam. Like, you're in risk as well. So, a proper long. Let's take a look at the other ideas that I got cooking. So, I'm watching the S&P futures. And on the daily, they look mighty fine. Sorry. When you try to move the chart, but you have that on, you draw instead of move. But they look mighty fine. I like this tightness here. It's what I'm expecting. Ever since we got the bounce, I drew this out, and everything has played out. Basically, exactly as I projected. Every week, if you watch my macro weekly analysis, I keep kind of showing you what I see happening. And it keeps kind of popping in. So, I think I'm going to jump into that long. I'm going to just start a position. All right? I'm going to start a position right around here. It just seems too fiery right now. Seems my liquidation price at 9.4. So I'll get liquidated at 63, I guess. So either we get to either we get it past 66 or we hit 63 is really kind of what it comes down to me on that one. Lose 900 on the liquidation. We'll see. I don't love it. I would wait it out too a little bit. I want to add to the trade if I can. We'll see what happens on that puppy. So I'm long on the S&P futures, and I'm looking, and it's taken, I've been long for about 4 or 5 days now, and I know it's going to take some time for it to play out, for us to see the bigger picture. So, and we're going to wait. August 5th, it could be till we really end up getting close to paid, or maybe even longer. Let's take a look at that crypto fear and greed index at 25 today. It was at 5. It was a screaming buy. I like to buy Bitcoin in this shaded region when this is at a 5. It's one of the greatest times to buy Bitcoin. You can't get better than buying Bitcoin at a 5. I'm telling you right now. Like, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not saying you should be taking it as such, but I'm telling you, I've been watching this indicator for years, man. When that goes to 5 and then 2 week stochastics are below the dotted line, it's been a screaming buy for Bitcoin every single time. It's turned into a local bottom or a macro bottom of some type. Last time I was screaming this exact thing was at 84. Between 74, 78, and I remember I bought a whole Bitcoin at 84,000. We continue to pump to 126. When I buy a whole Bitcoin, usually something gets stirred up. It's like I'm seeing something in the charts that gets me going. So as long as the 1 hour stays above the 200, as long as we continue to consolidate, we're getting ready for a bigger move. Just like here when we got above the 200 here, we pumped. Even if whatever happens, happens. And if we take out this high, folks, we're on our way to something big. And this double bottom has a measured move, just like the one we saw on the 15. And it suggests that we're on our way up to about 67.8. So we got a double bottom and wants to come and take out this high. This support says that we can take out this high. You get it? If we didn't, that's how it works. Just like rejection means you can come down and take out the low. You got to understand trend analysis, support or resistance. It's so important. And put a lot of faith in your trend analysis. My teacher used to teach me trend analysis, say it back and forth, and I get it, but I never really totally understood what the heck he was talking about. Like, I thought I did, but I didn't live the trend. Now I understand how big a higher low is, how big a low, what it means. And I study the macro like you wouldn't believe. And I'm always looking for that first higher low. We get that higher low on the monthly. You end up getting one of these, a green next to a red like this, somewhere over here, it's over. Like, that'll be the day, I'm just, and look at the monthly right now, putting in work. About to put in a very strong tweezer bottom here for the month of July. About to be a green month for the month of July. We're fighting so hard. I don't want to jinx it. We'll see it one day, one step at a time. But so far, it's looking like it could be a nice green month of July. Yeah, I'm not. So on the macro, we're just looking for price. We're looking for choppy. So for the next 10 hours, we're chop city. I wouldn't, and people are getting liquidated left and right, and it's back and forth. That's what I expect. Lately, I've been able to see the market early, hit a swing, hit a good scalp on the small time frame, leave the small time frames alone, find out the direction we're going with the small time frame, and then trade like the 1 hour, the 4 hour for the rest of the day. Hang out with my family, update the Discord. We come back tonight, we go over it. That's how I've been trading this July, because I want to spend a little more time with my kids. So I'm spending more time trading the 1 hour and the 4 hour. They give you your time back. They give you some more, you know what I mean? And they're paying. We're waking up in gains. We're waking up with $1,000, $2,000 wins. So God bless everybody that's watching on X, all my Xians. So God bless everyone that's watching here on YouTube and around the world. God bless you guys. July 18th, France and England play that, the loser match. And then Spain and Argentina in the final. Unbelievable. Shout out to Crypto Zombie, man, my brother from another. Shout out to crypto, all the crypto people out there. My man, Reliable J, man. I love you, brother. Good dude. One of the best people in the world, man. Thank you. 64,760 for BTC. Let me jump on into the chat and see what the chat is saying. See if I missed any super chats. All right. Kraken, Coinbase, all addict resistant. Yeah. Terra, they presented after them. And live, I assume he is deep in DA Fractal. I don't know what he said. I'm going to find another bank. Yeah. I'm tired of super chat 4 times now. Looks like I'm on, but UBS looks great. God bless you. Oh, UPS, the actual stock, right? So weird, right? Can you look at XRP, please? Hope all is well. Can you please show me the measured move on ONDO 4-hour chart? Looks like a flag, wedge, or something. Anything would be helpful. It's in the trading group if you want to jump on in. We did look at XRP already. Let's take a look. He said something about ONDO. We'll just look at it again for you. I'll just throw it on another clean chart just to help you out. On the 4-hour. Wow, ONDO hit what? 39. Nice pump. From a 33 entry. 6 cents, about 20% almost, right? You said the 4-hour time frame. Well, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, if you want to really see the move, technically this was your flag. And technically this was the measured move. And then you have support or resistance that you're kind of running into here. And you're gapping away from the 21. Maybe you get one more big pump, but and you got some divergence here, some bear div right there too. So a couple things could happen. And then you want to see how far is the daily from the 21. Pretty far. 2 nice big pumps there for ONDO. Now it could continue. You never know. How you see that is if the 50-minute goes sideways and flags out, yeah, maybe it continues to pump. There's a chance they're just kind of fishing for liquidity here. This is where it gets a little high risk because you've had a big pump already. Smart money's taking some money out the table. Half the people getting in now are getting in due to FOMO. They're not getting in because they knew what was going on. The people that got in here and are selling had already figured out that the chart was likely going to pump, using a system like mine. So now you have half the people that are less systematic and more kind of chasing. So the odds are people that get wrecked are higher. I'd flag out the 1 hour. If it somehow stays in some kind of consolidation, there's a trade there, but it's very high risk. If anything, I'd wait for the 4 hour to revisit the 21-day moving average, and I wouldn't touch it until then. Pull a possible Fibonacci here and look for it to come back down somewhere to 33, maybe 35 area there on the Fibonacci's. I'm not saying it can't continue to pump. I'm just telling you, you're getting into a high extended zone there. Takes a lot of money. It's got a pretty big balance, big market cap, so it doesn't just whip out of nowhere. Let's take a look at that NQ, that NASDAQ E-mini futures, which is not looking as good as the S&P, which is kind of odd. I find that odd, but it is what it is. It's different. There are some different, capital restraints on different companies there. But, I see this as kind of an Adam and Eve double bottom forming too. Just putting in that work. Not a huge fan. I'd like it to have a little more of of a look there. But it's got to bounce soon. Kind of look at this like a bigger falling wedge. Look, it's a kind of cup and handle in here. Look at that. I like to buy here on the 200 moving average on the 8 hour with a stop loss below like the previous low. Like you put a stop loss below that wick, you take this 8 hour. There's a chance you hold it up to here, but at least to the top of the channel, 2.7 risk or an 8 to 1. I like this entry right here on the NASDAQ. You can bookmark this, see if it's spot on. We'll come back to it in a couple days, see if it got stopped out or see if you got the bounce. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. I like this. See if this closes. This closes in 5 hours at 20 minutes. If you get a green close, you got to confirm tweezer bottom. Possible move back to the upside there for the NASDAQ. The nasty Nas. Gold and silver. And, I see them continuing down to their 618 Fibonacci retracements. And I've been saying this for a while. And that's a descending triangle for gold. They piled in, they used it for what it is. I mean, it's not digital. It doesn't work with the new system. AI needs fast transactions. AI's taking over. Investments are flowing into AI and infrastructure. Where does gold sit in there? I've never heard the argument, but I think there's a reason people sold a lot of their gold. AI is digital gold. They said Bitcoin was digital gold. AI is digital gold. What did gold do? It mined value. You went into the earth and you created something that was hard to get. Now AI can create all that value. You could probably make more money off AI than having to dig in the ground to get gold. Am I wrong? You could ask it to study human psychology and make an app for you. Sell the app. Advertise the app. Market the app. Find a use case. Find a target market. Like, make yourself $1 billion before you even had to stick a piece of metal in the ground to mine gold. I could be wrong. I'm speculating. I'm a speculative mind that kind of goes outside the box of what people are thinking about, or sometimes things are obvious and people just can't see them. To me, Bitcoin was really obvious. There was 21 million. They already said there was like a couple million lost back then when I first got in. Now I know there's like 4 million lost. There's 21 million of them. There's 4 million lost. You know what I'm saying? And they continue to print money to zero because they need it for their big banking system over and over and over again. It's just insane to me when you think about it. And people think, oh, but I shouldn't buy it. It was less than $1. It then went to 1,000. Then it was less than 10,000. Then it was less than 20,000. Then it was less than 50,000. You know what I mean? Now we're going to say it's less than, just like I used to say it was less than 10,000. One day people are going to say it's less than 100,000. The same way they say it's less than, right now I say Bitcoin was less than 10,000. It'll never be probably likely for a high probability. It will never be less than 10,000 again. With almost, and we're going to be able to say that about 100 grand soon for Bitcoin. Without, with strong. So gold doesn't look good. In my mind, it looks like it's got more downside. Silver's similar. Like they're doing the same thing, right? I'm kind of sad, man. And I got rid of, I got into, I bought some Bitcoins. They went up inside my Kinesis. I switched them to silver because I kept saying, remember when I kept telling you I'm going to take some profits? So I made money, on leverage, then I took that money, bought silver with it on Kinesis. And then when silver was like 108 or 109, sold it off. And I was getting into silver like somewhere down in here. You could see the silver rally starting. It was the system. There's your ascending triangle with the 21 above the 200. And there's your measured move. You take the wick to that lowest point you can find. And boom, it tells you you're going somewhere to 82. Then once that happens, you can kind of see that we had this like rising wedge. And there's another measured move that tells you you're going somewhat parabolic. And then you then you get away. Then at that point, the 200 and the 21 are so far apart. And you better have bearish div. And you do. At that point, if you look at the RSI, you'll see that it has a flat line. And if you double click on it, you can see it's a downtrend. And you'll see that you're in this massive uptrend. They do not match. And that tells you should be very cautious of that move. And anywhere in this area, the thing about these is, yeah, you might sell here. Your indicator is going to start telling you to sell around here. You might miss this extra pump, but you'll look back months later. And it takes, a lot of times you'll sell here. This is what happened. This is what a lot of beginner traders do, man. They sell here. They get in somewhere here. They sell here. I've done this before too, and I don't do it anymore. But I have done this before. Then it starts pumping, and the FOMO, for some reason, like, oh, I should have, you know what I mean? And then you buy in like half your position here again, thinking like, and then boom, and then you lose half your profits, sometimes almost all of them. And you were in a perfect trade because you couldn't handle it, because your emotions got too strong and you couldn't have gratitude. See, a real, now you sell here and you say, well, I got in here, I got out there. What I learned now is whenever I'm, what I call it like slaying the trade, like slaying a chart. Like I took that chart, like I got in at a low and I got out at a high. Like I took that chart for what it's worth. I don't want to look at it again. I don't want to look at it again. I don't know why that got clipped the way it did, but thank you so much for jumping on it. Yeah, I'd wait. So another thing about this, so boom, right? And so just be happy you got in when you did and you got out when you did, and be grateful. Don't be chasing. And then there's a lot of people that just see this and they get in around here and they panic sell it down, man. And this is what like most people do. 90% of retail traders jumped into silver somewhere after 98, when it hit $100. Oh my God, it's likely going, people told them it was going higher. If you learn from me, you know your divergences, you know the 21 above the 200 is not where you buy assets. That's where you take profits. You buy assets when the moving averages are close together on the big time frames. The biggest money is made on the daily and up, buying things when the moving averages are tight, and selling them when the moving averages get pulled apart and price actions diverging. This is it, folks. Like, this is how you make money. There's no secret to this. You can program AI to do this. You can do it yourself. It doesn't matter. This is how it works. AI is going to scan more, see more, and be able to probably allocate faster and quicker, of course. You can use it, but it's never going to supplement you as the CEO of the trading company per se. You're in control. You're in charge. You're making the decisiones. You're putting in that work. You program the bot, not the other way around. The bot don't program you. I mean, I guess nowadays you never know. Let's take a look at beat. Does it have any hope? Or is it beat to the ground? Well, they wicked me out. Oh, wow. So I got wicked out of a good position. Still looks like it could pump, right? See that? Still above the 200 on the 21. Getting tight. I tell you what, man, this beat might continue. This thing, I'm not giving up on it just yet. The TA says there's still a fighting chance that this thing breaks out. 260 entry could be a good place. Wow, it's got like an Adam and Eve tightness. Look, just whip. Beat still looks like it could do some damage. Something's going on there. There's buyers there keeping it above this key area, double bottomed off of 244. Seems to be some support for beat. You wouldn't be surprised if beat got busy. Bitcoin struggling now a little bit on the smaller time frames. Let's take a look at it on the 1 minute. And Thursday, things usually cool off around 2 o'clock, especially after everything we've been through today. So just, take it one day at a time here, one grain of salt. Like the 4 hour on the 21 above the 200. It's a known area for me for liftoff. Could be a rising wedge that goes parabolic here, folks. This is maybe kind of what I'm not completely considering just yet, but this is something that could absolutely lift off. 65,621. This could be kind of some type of inverted. I mean, this is interesting to me. There's just this is a big commitment trade, like, because it has such a high potential to the moon, and it has it's a high risk. It's a bigger position trade for me, but that looks bullish. That looks bullish. And so I decided I began this trade. I began to add to it on the 1 hour. All right. We'll see. I'm already committed down here, $5,000. We come down there, I'm out 5 racks too. So I'm in some high risk. I'm looking for this to kind of maybe invert head and shoulder, come up, come down, get tight, maybe possibly give me a better entry at 65.2, but have it more consolidated at that point, so it doesn't have to feel as risky. Right now, it's like right on the mark. That entry down there was key. To get in right there at 64 even was like, dang. That would have been a kind of a... Because what that does is it... for next time there, it puts me at a little deeper of a stop or a tighter stop with a little less risk. But that's, not the case anymore. So it is what it is. This looks bullish to me. It's my system. It's the 21 above the 200. I can't say it's not. So you take that, all the different, you might watch a couple channels each day. It might give you some insight. My channel's telling you that it looks good. That we should long that and go hard. So 64,750, nice little pump here for Bitcoin. 1 hour's above the 200 and a bit of the 1 minute looks like it could do damage right now. 1 minute is in what's called the model. I trade this all the time to pay my bills. This pays the bills. 21 above the 200. Stop loss below the 200. And aim to get a 3-to-1. It just barely does it at a 2.6, 2.75. But I expect that to pump. It's like, that's looking good to me. Expect to move. We take a look at BOOKMAP, see if anything's building. We do have red above us. I'd like to see more red just to coincide with it, but we got enough red there. It could go either way. We got some liquidity right there at 65. We got it up to 65.4, and we got it blended into 65.5. This thing could continue all the way. I like what I'm seeing. So, yeah. Bullish, man. High risk 1 minute scalp for BTC. I got a section in the trading group that's extremely high risk scalps. Only if you know what you're doing and you know how to scalp, and you're not someone that's like, if you're really bad with money and you throw big trades in randomly, and like some days you just take a trade, you take like one of my trades here and there, and then every once in a while you go all in randomly, you're gonna get wrecked. So this is in leverage scalp, small time frame. These are high risk. You really have to know what you're doing in here. Okay, I'm being really serious. You got to be trained to be able to take these trades. That's why they're in the leverage scalp, small time frame, high risk 1 minute scalp. Understand? Don't blame me if you get blown. If you put freaking 10 grand for 100 grand, or 50 grand for 100, and you lose 50 grand there, like 30 racks, like, oh, Sam's the magician. This is supposed to 90%. You know what I mean? What people do is they get hyped by me. They see me win on the live. They join the live stream, the trading group, and then they go all in. I've heard some of this stuff. They go all in on like one of my trades, get rocked, lose 100 racks or something. Like, I thought he was the best, It's like, dude, proper risk management is the key to it all. If you don't have that, you got nothing brewing. I like the bounce that we just got too off of like 64.5. That's strong. And remember, now we're above 64,000. Things are looking pretty good for BTC. I'm willing to, it's telling me to take the risk. It's my favorite type of trade. So we already got a 900 liquidation at 62.9, right? On a Thursday too, which is like kind of tight. 64,700 for Bitcoin. sitting on BOOKMAP. This is a link. I get a just a, you know, a commission if you buy BOOKMAP. You know, very small. I think honestly I made like $400 last month. It's like whatever. I'm just, you know what I mean? It's not a huge thing. But I'll just let you know that if you do buy it, I get a little commission, and it works really well. And it tells you where liquidity is, and it gets you understanding liquidity. And then you use the VRVP, and you can see the order blocks, and you can see this linked up, and then you start using the support of resistance, and you see how they all map out together, and how they all link in, and it's pretty awesome. And I definitely think it's something that you should at least consider having on your repertoire. It's made my trading amazing. They came to me, they said they like my trading style, this is what, you know, and they implemented it, gave it to me. I used it for a while. We made a good connection, and then, like, you know, I've been using BOOKMAP basically ever since. And no, they don't sponsor the channel. I don't get any like big check from them. I think I would have, but it's kind of sad how that all played out. But hey, I still use BOOKMAP, and if you and I probably show it more than any other trader in the world every single day, which is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. I'm loyal to the tools that I use, and I've been using BOOKMAP for a long time, and it helps me win, man. It's a really good addition to what I do and how I look for liquidity. I think it's an absolute amazing tool. So yeah, BOOKMAP, man, I really like it. I think it works. I know it works. I don't think it works. I know it works. And it's changed my life for the better using BOOKMAP. So, yeah. If you want to go to BOOKMAP, check it out today. And I'm just honest, you know what I mean? I don't even make a lot of money from it. I'm just being really honest. I just like it. So, most people consider that a bad move, and it probably is. You know? But it is what it is, man. So there you have it, BOOKMAP, man. And honestly, I've been using it, if you've watched my channel, for a long time. Right? So we're getting tight here. We're watching Bitcoin on the 1 minute time frame, as you can see. Getting very tight. A move is about to happen for Bitcoin. Likely we're going to pump to the upside. There's a high likelihood we pump to the upside based on what I'm looking at. I've seen it many times. There's a good likelihood we make it, but only time will tell. It could easily come down and get us too on low liquidity on at 12 o'clock on a Thursday. So one could say, hey, isn't that resistance with a double top up at 64.8? And I'd say, hey, I mean, we can't seem to get back above it. Right? So there we stand. I mean, Thursday kind of crawls down now around this time. You know, whatever action we've had throughout the week has been, we got a lot of action. We had good volatility this week. Price action was fun. I played PPI perfectly after CPI and nailed it. And my mom was like, I should do that more often. Man, why was that so like? But that shouldn't. My pocket square was like so weird the whole time today. Must be using. Oh, that's why. I had two pocket squares. I forgot the last one was hidden in there. I was wondering why I was like riding up. Shouldn't be doing that. Sorry about that. That looked awkward and odd. I like to be prim and proper, man. I don't want to be like looking all strange. Anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. We're still inside these live trades, and we'll see what happens to BTC. All right. Looks like we could get to 71K on the 4-hour time frame. It's looking pretty bullish, but only time will tell. And right now, the 1 minute is looking very interesting. The 1 minute could make a big move here, up to about 65,000. That tells me there's a chance you got the 21 above the 200. You're in consolidation, so it's possible. Look at that green candle there, about to pump. Looks good to me. I don't know why that keeps clipping. That's a bit odd, but it is what it is. There it goes. Maybe two happened at the same time. I don't know how it, 65,680 there for BOOKMAP. Anyway, God bless each and every one of you, as the last few streams have all gone over because of Kevin Warsh. So it's been a long week of live streaming, to say the least. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. We caught that action at the beginning of the stream. Kind of sold a local top. Since then, we've been sideways waiting for the bigger move. And it looks like we may get it. Stay tuned inside the trading group. I'm going to post what we're watching here, which is the 1 minute scalp that I already, I'm going to repost it again. Let me post that right now. And let's just have a moment of prayer for today's live stream. Dear God, dear Lord, God, Allah, Almighty, maker of heaven and earth. Thank you so much for everything you've given. Hold on. Let me turn off this music, man. Can't do that. Let me do. First thing is I'm sending this to. Can't stand when I get dry. Like never a dry moment, But God, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to become an influencer on YouTube. Thank you for using this microphone for positivity and good energy every single day. I hope I uplifted someone's life. Maybe directed them to Jim Rohn, got them out of a depression. I used to be seriously depressed in a room, couldn't move. I was stuck. I wanted to do so much with my life, and I couldn't seem to get anywhere. I was smart, I was intelligent, I was handsome, and I couldn't seem to move. I didn't believe in myself. I lost the energy that God provides. And once I reconnected to the source, man, dear Lord, thank you for saving me. So God bless everybody out there. If you're down and out, if you're lost, I want to let you know there is hope. You can be found. And if you found yourself through me, just like I found myself through Jim Rohn, I hope I can do what Jim Rohn did for me, for you. So God bless everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking the wins. And if you made gains on the channel, God bless you. Thank you so much, dear Lord, for this opportunity and for being here. Amen. All right, everyone. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being amazing. Thank you for your time. I'll be back tomorrow for another awesome and amazing live stream. And we'll do what we do every single day and play the probabilities. That's it. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Remember, you're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. The secret to success. You know what it is. It's getting started.